Alright guys, so I want to make a little short video for you guys on a little bit of a Logger Pro orientation. So I actually took one of our data sets and I entered it in our data table right here. Just boom, entered it in real nice and easy. And I wanted to show you a couple things that we're kind of doing as we move forward. And one of the first things we're going to do is try to find a line of best fit. And one of the best ways we can do that is kind of using this linear fit tool right here. This is going to help us see if this is a straight constant line. So right now you might have some thoughts about that, but that's kind of our first move. So if I click that, we're going to get some data here. And this data is really going to help us out. This is going to help us see how good our line of fit is. And I have some notes on that as well that we've either went over or we're going to. And our slope is going to be really meaningful for us because that's going to kind of help give us the idea of the relationship between how the y-axis changes versus how the x-axis changes. So that slope is going to be really key for that. We're going to kind of make this equation, this y equals mx equation plus b, and the m, our slope, is that factor that's going to multiply our x. So it would be 14.53 times the x, will then plus the b give us the y. We'll kind of go over that a little bit more. We're going to look at our y-intercept. That's our b. That value is going to help us determine a few things. This correlation number as well is what we call an R correlation. And then also this RMSE value as well, the root mean square error. Also will kind of help us decide if this data is a good fit or not. And right now, based off of the data and based off of a few of our parameters, this doesn't seem like a great fit. If you kind of look at this, it really kind of looks at a curve. So I'm going to kind of show us how to go ahead and try to make it, see if it is a curve and if that's a good fit. So I'm just going to exit out of that bad boy right now. And what I'm going to go to here is data, and I'm going to go to a new calculated column. Okay? If you missed it, pause it, go back, watch that again. I want to call this calculated column. I'm going to go ahead and say that because of page 5 on that experimental design and graphic analysis of data worksheet that I kind of handed out for you here to look at, because of page 5, it looks like this is a y versus x squared graph. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to title this, and our x is titled position, and I'm going to give it a little caret and write squared. And then down here, to do this calculated column, you can actually go variables, and you can choose the x, and then all you have to do is go raise this squared. Now, if we wanted to, there are some options here of functions, and there's a whole lot of them, or there's some parameters, but the variable columns will help us choose that correctly. And if, let's just say if it was a different one and it wasn't squared, if you wanted to do, you could do like 1 over that and press enter and we get a value, or you really would just kind of are changing this value like that. So I'm going to go ahead and go with squared. I'm going to go with done. And now I have this new this CC, calculate column, right here in blue. That's going to be our value. So what I need to do now is, we said that the x needed to be squared. So the y is okay, we need to change the x. So if I go and click on this x with the left click, I'm going to go to position squared and change it, and boom. It graphs it right here and there on that. Now that looks like a pretty solid little line. Move it over so you can see all of it there. And what I can do now is, oh, well, let's see. We should get our linear fit. Hopefully. So we should get our linear fit here. And boom, sure enough we do. And look at our correlation. Perfect. Our RMSE is e to the negative 15th. That's uber tiny. And our slope is now 3. So really, we know our y is equal now to m3 times x squared plus our b-intercept is negligibly 0, basically 0. So our equation would be is the y, being time, is equal to mx, or 3 x squared, end of sentence. No plus b. It's nothing. Let me just show you here also how to change the value. If you want to go click on that, you can go to more. And you can change the label if you wanted to call that time. Okay. And there's some other tricks to the trade, but that's a really good start for us on how to do these calculated columns. We will be doing that a lot as we're trying to find the curve of best fit or the line of best fit to get this equation so we can kind of move forward and share those equations with each other to see what the correlation is. All right. If you need to watch it a couple of times, it takes a little bit to get down, but we should be masters at it soon enough. Thanks again, and we'll talk to you later.